Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be episode 1 of, I don't even want to imagine how many, of comic book hauls. So originally I wanted to do just toy hauls, but then I realized if I buy like really specific comic books or comic books that mean an absolute lot to me, collectors, nerds everywhere, I kind of want to separate those into their own video, and I brought 4 comic books that I bought this week, and I love each and every one of them. Now, the very last one, and I'm kind of going to go in order of importance, I guess you could say, for what they are. And the last one is one of my very much dream comic books, so I'm extremely excited to add that one to my collection. Starting off, we do have Moon Knight #1, Volume 2. Now, this is my first variant cover, actually. If you're not familiar, so essentially newer comic books, some older ones as well, but they weren't specifically like today's style of variants. They're usually drawn by specific artists or designed specifically for like very specific events, realtors, whatever. You do have some like Walmart exclusives for like Thor #1 from Donny Cates. So you do see exclusive variants like to places or artists. It really depends what they are. This one is absolutely amazing and features some of my absolute favorite art from Moon Knight. It is fantastic. You have that like really nice hand-drawn, almost like pencil feeling to it, and then you have like the blood splatter and everything on his claws. Fantastic. I absolutely adore Moon Knight, and there's a lot more comics on the list I would like to get. This has no huge importance to the character. Like, obviously it's #1, but it's in a newer series, so that doesn't bear as much to the actual character in this history, but the variant art was just fantastic. For about 20 bucks, I mean, you really can't beat it, depending on where you get it from, 20, 30, whatever. I absolutely adore this. So, sit him off to the side. And then next one up is going to be another one of my absolute favorite superheroes, and that's going to be Ghost Rider. So, this comic book, much older. You can also see like the prices are going to be very different on some of these. You do have like $2.50 for this versus $5. This is the very first appearance of the Midnight Suns, which is a group involving obviously Ghost Rider, Man-Thing, Blade, and some others. It is a really cool storyline. They did release Marvel Midnight Suns in a video game, and it's turn-based and very disappointing to everyone. It seems okay. Like, if you like turn-based games, I guess it's fine, but this is not a game review. This is a comic book review. So I'm very excited to add Rise of the Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider, to my collection. This is absolutely fantastic. You can see the part 1 of 6. It's also in incredibly good condition, so I'm really happy. I went for as good as condition as I could find without it being CGC graded. It is one I'd like to grade it at some point, but it's also a lot easier to grab some of them that are not graded. And then for a lot of the bigger grails, go for the CGC version if that's something that you're after. The cover art's amazing. Ghost Rider is easily one of my top 5 favorite superheroes, and I can vouch for that all day long. He's fantastic and underappreciated. Now, I could see a comic like this especially going up. You do see that they're going a little bit more in the direction of Blade and horror, almost like with Werewolf by Night. So you do see even Multiverse of Madness was very much a Marvel horror movie. So you do see that they're going a little bit in the horror direction. So I would like to see at least the smaller project introduced in Ghost Rider, like they did Moon Knight, another horror character, and then you do have the Blade featured film coming as well, since he was teased in Eternals. So very excited for that. Comics absolutely awesome and does bear some pretty nice significance to the history of comics. This is also, I believe it's the first appearance of Lilith, the mother of demons as well, which is like the overall demon that they face in the storyline of Rise of the Midnight Sun. So very cool. This one here is going to be another variant cover, but there's something very special about this. This is the signature of Donny Cates. Right behind it, I need a bigger frame, but for this actually works anyways. This is the King in Black #1 Peach Momko variant cover. I love this. The art, I will admit, was not my absolute favorite one. I think there are some better variants of this comic specifically, but this is the first solo series of the King in Black, which is Null. If you're not familiar, he is the essentially king or god of the symbiotes. He created the sword that Gore uses in the Thor, Love and Thunder franchise as well. He essentially created all symbiotes. So Venom, Carnage, Toxin, Anti-Venom, whatever you want to say. He's the father of them all. He's essentially their Odin. And that is absolutely awesome. The storyline was great. The Venomverse. Donny Cates is my favorite current comic book writer. Not ever, obviously, but like current day comics, I don't believe are near what they used to be, but I will say Venomverse, King in Black series, that he did an absolutely fantastic job with. This is also autographed. The certificate of authenticity is right behind it. I will display that in a bigger frame, but for now it is just sitting behind for this video. You do have number 59 of only 99 as well. So definitely really cool. It's a rare variant. You don't see very much. And then the autograph and certificate of authenticity obviously makes this extremely special to me. I'm also a really big symbiote guy. So symbiotes are among my favorite. I would like to get a little bit more of Null, but we will get there as we can. Now, for the piece de resistance, my absolute, one of my dream comics, The Amazing Spider-Man number 361, CGC graded 9.2 out of 10. Not only is this the most I've ever spent on a comic, it is my only CGC graded as of filming this. Now, I know a lot of people aim for like a 9.8 or higher. If you've never looked into this comic book, or if it's something like the very first appearance of Carnage in full, you also obviously have an extremely iconic cover, an extremely wanted comic. This is very historic. This is a comic book that every collector, every series collector, minor collector, you show them a picture of this in it's Amazing Spider-Man 361 that has Carnage in it. So it is a very big deal. This is huge for Spider-Man collectors, symbiote collectors, villains, Marvel, whatever. This is a lot of significance. Carnage, again, one of my top 5 favorite villains in all of Marvel, so I've wanted this for a very, very long time. And since this was the first full appearance of Carnage, this is kind of like the one that a lot of collectors like really hover to. I wish Venom 2 movie would have been a little bit better to actually push Carnage a lot higher, but I'm extremely excited to add this one to my collection. This is easily my favorite comic that I own. By far. I will cherish this forever. I am very excited when this was delivered in the mail and could not wait to get home. I believe she was leaving for work. Like a minute after this got delivered, it's like, hey, can you please sprint down the stairs of our apartment to the mailroom and grab this as soon as you can? And luckily, it was on my desk chair waiting for me when I got home. But yeah, very, very exciting to have this in my collection. I adore this. Having a 9.2 obviously isn't a high score in the world, but it's still an extremely good grade, and it's not something that you're going to see every day. The comic book shop right down from here actually has a little bit of a higher grade one. First print, really nice condition, and it's $500. So yeah, this comic book is not cheap in any variety. Even if you get a beat up one, like a 3rd or 4th printing, you're still going to be shelling out a pretty good amount of money. So by far, the most exciting comic book I've ever brought home, and one of the most exciting I'll ever bring home. Somebody actually asked me, a fellow comic collector, and he goes, if anybody could hand you a comic book, what would it be? And I said, Amazing Spider-Man is like the realistic, I can go out, spend a few hundred on, and grab this. If you offered me any comic in the world, it would be The Coming of Galactus from Fantastic Four, because I don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to try and find one. So, but this is easily top 5 for me. Carnage is top 5. Spider-Man is my favorite fictional character that has ever been put on film, comics, print, anything. Spider-Man is the absolute man for me. So this bears a ton of significance in my life and comic book history. So I'm incredibly excited to add this, and then I'm incredibly excited to actually start showing off some comic books that I grabbed them. I do have a few more exciting ones on the way as well. So I definitely don't think this will be the first, or I shouldn't say this will be the last series in this. As long as it does at least decently well, I would like to keep doing this in the future. But yeah, so those are the 4 comic books. Let me know in the comment section which one's your favorite, what dream comics you have, what comic books you're looking forward to getting. Anything comic book related, feel free to drop in the comment section. I really love having conversations about Legos in the comments and meeting a lot of people. I would love to meet comic book collectors as well. So thank you guys so much. If you're interested, feel free to check out the rest of the channel. I upload every single day at 11 a.m. and then some smaller videos at 5 p.m. Every few days. I do a ton of Lego videos, Lego builds, Lego reviews, toy hauls as well. A lot of Marvel Legends figures are going to be on the channel during toy hauls as well. So if you're a fan of Marvel especially, feel free to tune in. As for Legos, I do a lot of builds, reviews, hyperlapse builds, whatever. For video games, I play most of the AAA titles and a lot of indie horror games and multiplayer as well. So feel free to check any of that out as I push ever so closer to 700 subscribers and my goal for the year of 1,000. So we're definitely getting there. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye now.